यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, Text 33. एतद् भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्यारतं मया मय्यादिभिश्चावरणैर् अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् एतद् भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्यातं मया मय्यादिभिश्चावरणे अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् एतद् भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्यारतं मया मय्यादिभिश्चावरणे अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् Etat bhagavato rupa. Anyone else? Etad, all these. Bhagavatah, of the personality of Godhead. Rupam, form. Sthulam, gross. Te, unto you. Vyaratam, explained. Maya, by me. Mahi, the planets. Adibhi, and so on. Cha, unlimitedly. Avarane, by coverings. Ashtabhi, by 8. Bahi, external. Avritam, covered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thus, by all this, the external feature of the personality of Godhead is covered by gross forms, such as those of planets, which were explained to you by me. Purport. As explained in the Bhagavad Gita 7.4, the separated material energy of the personality of Godhead is covered by 8 kinds of material coverings: earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All these are emanations from the personality of Godhead as His external energy. These coverings are just like the covering of clouds for the sun. The sun is a creation, the cloud is the creation of the sun, yet it actually covers the eyes so that one cannot see the sun. The sun cannot be covered by the clouds. The cloud can at most extend a few hundreds of miles in the sky, but the sun is far greater than millions of miles. So a 100-mile covering is not competent to cover millions of miles. Therefore, one of the various energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot, of course, cover the Lord. But these coverings are created by Him to cover the eyes of the conditioned souls who want to lord it over the material nature. Actually, the conditioned souls are covered by the illusory creative cloud of matter, and the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to their eyes. Because they have no eyes of transcendental vision, and because they cannot see the personality of Godhead, they therefore deny the existence of the Lord and the transcendental form of the Lord. The covering of the gigantic material feature is accepted by such men with a poor fund of knowledge, and how this is so is explained in the following verse. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। योऽन्तःप्रविश्य मम वाचि मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome to each one of you for this today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this verse is speaking out etad bhagavato rupam sthulam te vyaharatam maya maya devischa varane ashtabhir avratam bahiravratam. So it is coming to the concluding of the description of the universal form Virat Roop, which is discussed in this chapter, and it is mentioned here etad bhagavato rupam sthulam. This form is material, it's a gross form, te vyaharatam maya, which I have been described, and this form is covered by the 8 layers, that is earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence and false ego. This is composed of matter and it is covered of matter, both. So entire description is the composition, how it is composed of matter, and then it is concluded that this is covered with the 7 layers. And this is composed of sthulam. This form is material. As soon as we say material, it means there are transcendental forms of the Lord. And this whole creation is existing, or this Virat Roop is existing because of one thing, that is desire. Lord is enjoying in the spiritual world happily with all his associates. He doesn't need these material things for his own. So the Lord is enjoying in his spiritual world with his eternal associates. He doesn't need this material creation at all. But he has created to fulfill the desire of the living entity. So it is the result of a desire of a living entity. And just like child desires, and sometimes parents take the child to the mall, and as soon as the children see some toys, they start taking the thing, so that parents fulfill their desire. Parents love the child, care for the child, right? To give him happiness, they give the toys. Children are happy in playing toys, they want toys. But the parents are able to see what is good for them, what is bad for them. So parents, while facilitating their fun, while facilitating their tendency to play, they give the toys in such a way which actually help them grow. They give some toys which are which just like chess and all, or some toys which are intellectually helping them to grow. They're forcing them to think. Devotees give them the dolls of Krishna, Right? In these various ways, they try to create a good samskar on the child so that they grow nicely. Similarly, and the children do not have money, they depended on the parents for their fulfillment. So similarly, this creation is created for the purpose of enjoyment for the living entities, but living entities do not have the power to actually have anything to of their own by their energies. So therefore, Supreme Lord, just like the parents out of love for the children give the toys, similarly Supreme Lord has created this complex structure to facilitate the enjoyment of living entities. The living entities' souls by nature are spiritual, the spirit, and the whole creation is of matter, and both are incompatible. Matter cannot touch the spirit, and the spirit cannot experience the matter. Soul cannot experience the matter directly. So for enjoyment, the perception has to happen. So perception has to happen. So therefore, this system is created. How then soul first needs to perceive the matter, then only he can enjoy the matter. So therefore, just like anybody is seeing with the eyes, beautiful paintings are there. So the painting eyes, we want to see the painting. So the first that the rays go through your eyes lens, there is a lens so that we can focus and see the painting. That is reflected on our retina. Retina creates the electromagnetic signal which passes through the nerves, goes to the brain, and then there is a perception. So this sequential system is there so that it can facilitate the perception. Then only we actually can enjoy. So therefore, there are, to facilitate the perception, right now this covers only the physical aspect of it. But for that enjoyment, painting has to be there, object has to be there. So the object is composed of various elements, water, fire, everything. The ingredients are there which objects are composed of. There is a process of seeing, which is, you can say, the rupa, which is, technical term it is called tanmatra. Then there are gross eyes. What we discuss right now, that the eye, retina, then the nerves, and the carrying the signals, it's all made up of matter. That is a sthula. So, but that itself is not sufficient for the perception to happen. Once I was giving a class, and one boy after the class asked me, he raised his hand and asked the question, how to focus? But he was seeing here and there like this. His eyes, he was constantly moving the eyes. I said, first focus on me, then further. Please look at me and then answer. Then I will answer. And then immediately other boy corrected. Actually, he can't see. And immediately I said, sorry, I didn't know. Your eyes are looking perfectly well. His eyes were looking perfectly well, but he couldn't see. So therefore, Vedic understanding is that just this sthul eyeball with this nervous system and whole is not sufficient to have the perception. Practically also we see, right now if you are seeing here the speaker, right? But at the same time background is visible, but at the same time you may not be noticing what exactly it is there. Because just vision is there is not sufficient. Your sukshma study of the mind also represent. Right? So therefore, for perception to happen, there has to be gross, the object has to be there, vision has to be there, and then the gross eyes has to be there, and the eyes of the mind has to be there. There are eyes in the mind also. How to know? Just like when we sleep, your eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. You are not seeing anything. But at the same time, in the dreams, you see beautiful colors, you see beautiful shapes, you see forms. Means you are seeing something colorful. Your eyes are closed, then what is seeing? It is the eyes of the mind which are seeing. That is called as a sukshma indriya. So therefore, perception to happen, we have to have object, we have to have this rupa form, then we have to have the gross eyes, then we have to have the subtle eyes, that is called as the Sukshma Indriya. And this Sukshma Indriya and the gross eyes are connected to Prana, through which the Prana, this is connected. Right? And the processing happens in the mind, or Sukshma Deha, Sukshma Sharir, which is composed of 4 things, which is called as the Antakarana, mind, intelligence, ego, and the Chitta. So in this way, these 7 things there: Antakaran, then the Sukshma Indriya, then the Prana, then the gross Sthula Indriya, then the Tanmatra, Rupa, and then there is the object. So 6 things total. So these 6 things are there for needed to perception. But if there is no light, can you see? Everything is perfect. My eyes are perfect, my mind is perfect, object is there, but there is no light. Can you see? No. So therefore, the light is sun god is the source of all the light here. So therefore, without the sun god, you cannot see. Without the sun god, actually, we cannot see. Therefore, every indriya is controlled by the particular devata. That is the 7th element. So therefore, 6 plus devata, 7. All things has to be together, then only actually jiva can perceive. Then there is a question of enjoyment and all other things. So this complex of 7 things, which is there with us, is the same is there in the universe. Yat binde, pinde tat brahmande. Whatever is there in the body, that whole thing is in the Virat Rupa. And the previous verses and all gives the detailed elaboration how this has been in the Virat Rupa, and that has been given into the living entity. So this perception, similarly, Krishna, all this has been created by the Lord, and He has given this complex to the even living entity so that he can perceive. He can perceive. By this perception, he sees the entire Virat. What is visible is the universal form. Krishna's universe is visible. After seeing this, seeing the beautiful creation of the Lord, Jiva desires to enjoy it. He wants to enjoy it. Right? And what happens? He tries to enjoy and then he suffers. He tries to enjoy, then he suffers. Right? So the repeated suffering are the creates doubt in his mind. Okay, I think I should think something. How to end my suffering? Right? How to end my suffering? So that thought comes, then he starts thinking. Then he sees this world with the thought process to mitigate his suffering. That is called as darshan. Therefore, in Vedic scriptures, darshan shastra is mentioned. Darshan shastra is what? They're studying the universe in such a way that the sufferings are mitigated. Science, what is the goal of science? Science is also kind of a darshan, where they study the universe scientifically so that the miseries can be mitigated and the comforts and happiness can be increased. That is the purpose of whole scientific research. In Vedic terminology, it is called as a darshan. Shastra means science. So this darshan, but till the point this darshan is of this whole material world, till the point you are studying this material world with which is material, composed of sthula objects, there is no happiness. There is no happiness. So, moment you start connecting this world to the source of it, till the point you see this world as our source of enjoyment, it is a suffering. The moment you come to know that this suffering has to stop, therefore he sees the world now with a new vision now, and when he starts connecting to the Lord, oh, this whole creation is there, but it is coming from someone. He starts connecting to the Lord. He starts connecting to the source of this creation. Source of this creation. Right? So then actually it's a right perspective. He sees that it's not the source of Prabhupada. And once he understands, there is a proprietor. Right? Once someone understands there is a proprietor, suppose on the road, you go and you see the wallet lying there, filled with the cash, and you say nobody's around, and somebody picks it and puts in pocket, and there is no one. He goes, take the Lakshmi. Right? Just because wallet is lying there doesn't mean doesn't belong to someone. It belongs to someone. Similarly, this universe, we have come into this universe, and the universe is beautiful and nicely around us. Nobody is claiming that it is mine, so therefore we claim it is mine. That is a bhogi mentality. The mentality is that whoever it is, I don't want, so I'm not interested in it. The good mentality is that it has to see the wallet, try to find the address, who belongs to and how it is. So similarly, this whole universe is there. Bhogi want to enjoy this, understand it, nobody is the owner of this. That is not just in the environment, so don't care whether it is whoever it belongs to. But the devotees are interested in understanding whom the universe belongs to, and not only stop there, but actually engage the universe in its service. That is the devotee's mentality. So therefore, understanding the connection of the Lord with the universe is the essential element of understanding the universe. And to make this point very clear, because in the description of a whole description, this point is hammered again and again, but still, those who don't study this systematically, for them Krishna has many times showed his universal form. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna in 11th chapter showed the universal form, where he has made this point very clear. This whole universe form is mine. It's coming from me. Right? It's coming from me. Then the Dhritarashtra once asked, so he showed even to Dhritarashtra. Right? When the Krishna had gone to as a peace messenger, so that time Duryodhana wanted to capture Krishna. So Krishna thought how foolish he is. He wanted to capture him. And at that time Krishna showed the universal form. And Duryodhana couldn't do anything. Dhritarashtra said, oh, this form I am not able to see because I don't have eyes. Please allow me to see. And Krishna gave him the eyes, and the Dhritarashtra also could see. Making it a point very clear, this whole universe actually belongs to Lord. He is the possessor, he is the proprietor and master of this universe. Then another 2-3 instances are there. He showed to Yashoda, he showed to Markandeya Rishi. So it is very, very clear that I am the proprietor of this universe. So this universal form belongs to Lord. And so there are another form of the Lord. Immediately after showing this universal form, Krishna turned into the Kala Rupa to Arjuna. And he saw, Arjuna saw that actually Krishna is destroying all the assembled warriors on the both sides. All the warriors were running towards the burning mouths of Krishna in the universal form. He gives the analogy of like a river going to the ocean. With that speed they were entering. Just like a patangas or the insects, they run towards the fire for their own destruction. Similarly, all these warriors assembled on the both sides on Kurukshetra were running into the mouth of this Virat Purusha, Vishwarupa, to get consumed and burned. Okay. So this was actually Kala Rup. Arjuna asked, who are you? Krishna said, actually I am a Kala. Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravriddho. I am this Kal. I come here to destroy. So that is also Lord's form, which constantly destroying in 4 ways. Every moment there is a nitya destruction. All the time there is a birth and death. Within birth and death also there is a destruction. Our bodies are getting old and decaying. That is a destruction. At the day of Brahma there is a destruction. At the end of Brahma there is a destruction. All these 4 kinds of pralaya are constantly happening. This is the 2 forms of the Lord. But after seeing this form, Arjuna was not happy. Arjuna was frightened. First he was little happy that my friend is very powerful, but by seeing this ghastly form of Krishna, he was actually frightened. He lost his composure and he started begging Krishna, please show me your Chaturbhuj, beautiful Devarupa. And then actually show me your original, this two-handed form. So therefore it is very clear that the devotees are not attracted and attracted to these ghastly forms of Lord. They are Lord's forms, but they are not the way devotees are attracted to. Sometimes people think that the 10th, 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all this lotus is nothing but this all the planting systems. This nal, lotus nal, or the tube on which all the planting systems are resting. So then he went through that all planting systems and wanted to find out the root of it. He went close to the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu but couldn't find out the source of it. He left all his endeavors, came back to on the top of the lotus, sat and wondering. So he heard the two words, ta, po. He heard the two words, ta, po. Perform austerities. That was the instructions from the Lord. And he restricted all his senses, mind, intelligence and focus on the meditation. Where he can meditate. He doesn't have seen the form of the Lord. He was meditating on this Virat Rupa which is there before him present, which was visible to him. So in this he was meditating on this for thousands and thousands of years. Finally, Krishna was very much pleased on his austerities and the beautiful darshan of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu he got. First time in his life he was seeing the transcendental form. Up till now he has seen only the material forms. First time he has seen the transcendental form, and immediately he says, Jnatosi me adya suchiran nanu deha bhajam na jnayate bhagavato gatiriti avadyam jnatosi me. Today I have come to know, Brahma ji is saying, today I have come to know your beautiful forms. Up till now I was thinking that I am a knowledgeable person because the whole universal things were visible to me. But right now I have understood that actually I am not a knowledgeable, actually I was a fool. Because I didn't know you. I didn't know you, this beautiful form also exists. Jnatosi me adya. I come to know today. So another thing is that this form, what does it mean? Brahmaji, after long austerities, he could actually see the Lord. So it is possible for every one of us to actually see the Lord, to speak to the Lord, to touch to the Lord. Just we have to follow the process. We can't demand right at the beginning, I want the perfection. We need to follow the process. Brahmaji followed the process. He got the instruction to do austerities. He diligently did the austerities. Not in the beginning only, what is the use of austerity? But he followed the process diligently. And eventually he saw that. Today I have the Lord. So similarly, if we follow the process diligently, we can also expect the darshan, just like Brahmaji had a darshan of the Lord. Suchida, and this performed this for long years by Brahmaji's calculation of years. But he is saying it is worth it. It took long time for me to see you, but it is worth it. Because there is no object in this entire creation or the Virat Purusha, what we have discussed in these chapters, 5 to 6 times in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no object in the creation which can be compared to the beauty of yours. There is no object of sight compared to you. There is no object of ears compared to you. There is no object of nose compared to you. So therefore, whatever the time it has taken, it is worth it. It is worth it. Actually, if I compare to the beauty of yours, it is very, very insignificant. With the time span which I have spent, austerities what I have taken are very, very insignificant. Nanyat tudasti bhagwan apitanna shuddham. But people say there are many beautiful things in this world also. They are also captivated and they are also attracted to those objects. People see so many things in this world and they go to see those places. Brahmaji is saying, Hapitanna Shraddha. Actually, these places and this happiness which they derive from such things is first thing is very temporary, very meager and very short-lived. Hare Krishna. And very short-lived. So such happiness is not desirable. It is below standard. It is below standard. And all these objects are form of this Maya Guna Vyatikarat, composed of this all material elements. But this your form is not of matter. Rupam yadedava bodharasodayena shashvad nivratta tamasas sadanugrahaya. This form of yours is different. There are very beautiful things in this world, but none of this can be compared to you because because this form of yours is coming from the Chit Shakti. It's not a material Shakti, it is a Chit Shakti. It is composed of spirit, it is not a matter. One may think, okay, you have seen this form now only, just now you have seen. But I am no. Brahmaji is saying, I know, it is Shashvat, Nivratta, Tamasaha, it is eternal. This was there before also, but I was not able to see. When the Brahmaji went down searching for from where this lotus is coming, he reached actually close to Krishna. But he couldn't see. Because Krishna cannot be seen by our endeavors. When he is pleased and he reveals, then only we can see him. So when Brahmaji performed the austerities and Krishna was pleased, and then his darshan was given, then actually he could see. But doesn't mean he was not existing before. So therefore Brahmaji is saying, though I am seeing right now, but I understand you were there before also. And not only before, you are eternal. You are in the past, you are in the present, you also will be in the future. And you are not influenced by the Maya. There is no influence of Maya on you. This whole material creation doesn't exert any influence on you. Yannabhi Padma Bhavanad Ahama Virasam. Up till now I was searching from where this lotus has come, where I have come. Now that search is ended because I could understand now this lotus has come from you are the Nabhi, you are the navel. Okay, you are talking of the transcendental forms. So there is some people talk about Brahman, right? It is spiritual. So why don't have you considered that also? So Brahmaji is saying, Nata para paramayat bhavatat swarupam. Brahmaji is saying that your parama, that Brahman which is discussed so much, is not actually different from you and not beyond you. Not beyond you. Right? Paratas swarupam. Ananda matram avikalpam avidya parcham. It is composed of happiness alone. There is no variety here in the Brahman. Right? So therefore, yes, there is happiness, but still it is not beyond you. Right? Just like sugar. Sugar is sweet, isn't it? Sugar is sweet. But how many people like to eat sugar? Nobody likes to eat sugar. But you make a nice gulab jamun, nice rasgulla, nice sweets out of the sugars. They are also sweet. But everybody likes to have this. Right? So similarly, this Brahman is Ananda Matram. It is composed of happiness, but there is no variety. Avikalpam. There is no spiritual variety there. So therefore, that is not relished by the devotees. That is not actually the giving happiness to the devotees. And by the way, it is not superior than the form which I am seeing right now. The form which I am seeing right now, it is also superior than that. Because I am experiencing the happiness which is beyond that. And many people are there in the past who have actually given up this Brahman realization for seeing these beautiful spiritual forms of the Lord. Chatush Kumaraj, Shukdev Goswami, and many are there who actually Brahman realized, but they gave up that realization, so can they see these beautiful personal features of the Lord. Pashyami Vishwa Srijam Ekam Vishwam Atman, he says, you are a Vishwa. This whole Vishwa is separate and you are a Vishwa. You are not the part of this Vishwa. You are actually the Vishwa Srija. You are the creator. You are the creator. Right? But some people call me also creator. And actually sometimes I am also think I am a creator, Brahmaji is saying. But why it's so? Because I identify with this body and mind so much. Because pride born out of this identification, I think that I am a creator. But this pride doesn't exist in you, and actually I am a material person. But you are a spiritual person. So therefore, real creator is you, and therefore I take upashritosi. I take shelter of your lotus feet, not the Vishwarup, not the Virat Rup. Because I know this Virat Rup is also connected to you. You are the owner and you are the source of that Virat Rup. I know this Brahman which is there, which is spiritual, but there is no variety. And their happiness is not compared to happiness what I can see is there in darshan of yours. So therefore, rejecting all other forms, I surrender to this transcendental personal feature of your Lordship. That is what Brahman is saying. And another thing is that I was doing so much austerities. Why that Brahman feature didn't come before me? It is your personal feature has shown mercy on me. This personal feature has shown mercy on me. Not any Brahman, neither Virat Rup, nobody else was compassionate. Right? So therefore, you being merciful to me have shown this form. So therefore I take shelter of this form of yours. And the people who are not Naraka Bhagabiri, those who are destined to go to hell because they have no attraction towards him, they have their opinions. Oh, Lord's form is material, Lord's form is used. They consider it is one of thing. They consider just like other forms are there, Lord's form is also like that. Because of this offense, they have no attraction towards the Lord and they are destined to hell. And I don't care for what they say. That is Brahma just saying. Right? And this form is very, very merciful. Why this is merciful? General principle is that yad yad dhyata urugaya vibhavayanti taddad vapuraya. Whatever the form one meditates, devotee meditates, Krishna says, I take that form and show the mercy to him. But I was meditating on this universal form, which is full of matter, but Krishna took compassion and showed me this transcendental spiritual form. So it is more merciful. Actually, he is appreciating the mercy which is shown by the Krishna on him. Generally, if somebody is meditating on the matter, he should land into the matter. But he was meditating on the matter, but he got something greater, higher, and inconceivable. So therefore, he is considering actually this form is very, very merciful. And another feature of this form is that you may like the universe, but universe may not like you. You may like the nature, but the nature may not like you. Right? But this form, a personal Lord, is lovable, and actually it loves his devotees. So he's saying that etu tvadiya charanam bhujakosha gandham jigranti karna vivare shrutivata nitam bhaktya grihita charana parayacha tesham napaishinat radayam buruhat swapumsam etu tvadiya charanam bhujakosha gandham. Your lotus feet, your two lotus feet are like the two lotuses which are fragrant lotuses. So this jigranti karna vivare. Jigranti means smell. The lotus is smelled by the nose. Anyone who smells the fragrance of your lotus feet, but this lotus feet are not smelled by the nose, but through the ears. Jigranti karna vivare. Anyone who smells your lotus feet through the ears. How? Because to carry the fragrance, you need air. Air carries the fragrance. So the fragrance of this lotus feet is carried by the Shruti, by the literature, Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. They are actually carrying the fragrance of the lotus feet of Krishna. And when we hear those literatures, when we hear these literatures, when we actually smell the lotus feet of Krishna. And what happens by this what happens is the heart, which is hard and impure, is purified. Pravishta karna randrena swanam bhavasaroruvam dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasyatha sharad. The heart becomes pure. Heart becomes pure. And our consciousness, which is like a closed, like a bird. Our consciousness is like a bird. Slowly, hearing from the scriptures, that starts growing, and the bird starts opening, it becomes a Mukalita stage. Then it becomes the Purna Vikasita stage, where the completely manifested, full blossom lotus, our heart becomes the full blossom lotus. That is the stage of prema. And at this stage, then the Krishna actually can't resist to come and sit on that lotus. So he comes through the years by hearing the Shrutivata Nitam, and these two lotuses of Lord's lotus feet, and the lotus of the heart of a devotee, they are tightly bound, creating a beautiful bunch by the love for each other. They are bound by the ropes of love, and they are not separated. They don't want to separate from each other. Na paishi nata hridayambu. He doesn't want. Na paishi nata hridayambu ruhatsvapumsam. He doesn't want to leave that place. This is what happens just by hearing from the scriptures. But there are so many obstacles. Tavad bhayam dravinadeha surun nimittam. So these are the obstacles in the process of hearing. Just by process of hearing, our hearts will completely blossom, and that blossomed heart, Krishna will not resist. Krishna will want to come and sit there, and by the love of our robes that will be bound, creating a beautiful bunch. But the process of hearing has to continue. Tavad bhayam dravinadeha surun nimittam shokaspraha paribhavo vipulascha lobha. Obstacle for process of hearing is the anxiety. What is the anxiety for? Anxiety is for money. Anxiety is for money. Anxiety is for our relationships and connections. Anxiety is for all our ambitions. Then there is a lamentation of the past. Then there is a hankering to get something. We perform so many endeavors to attain something, and those endeavors are completely lost. There is a defeat. Parabhava. As soon as such turmoil goes on, first thing happens is that we remove the Krishna from the picture. We give up the process of hearing. We give up the process of hearing. And some may say, oh, this is the case with the devotees also. Devotees also go through all these sufferings. Unko bhi सब problems aate. They also have these difficulties. So yes, they also go through difficulties, but they don't have a fear of destruction. They also have anxieties, but the fear is not fatal, because these are like snakes without the fangs. For the devotees, the troubles are there, but eventual destination is assured to him. Just he wants to manage his life in such a way that he can do more hearing. But that the process of hearing, surely it will have effect. So all the stages, those who are prema, the hearing will bind the Krishna. Those who are at sadhakas, for them this hearing will remove them of all anarthas. And those who just begin the process of anartha nivritti, for them also, this means they are completely convinced I am this body. Still, the process of hearing will award them the highest destination of Krishna's beautiful darshan. And in so another few more obstacles are there, which are bodily. Shutrutridata birama muhuraryamana shitoshna vata varsher itaretarascha kamagnina chutarashacha sudurbarena sampashyato mana urukramasidate me. Then the hunger, thirst. When we are hungry, we can't hear. When we are thirsty, we can't hear. We are not like Parikshit Maharaj. When there is a rain, we don't want to come to the temple. When there is a heat, we don't want to go to the temple. So all these obstacles forbid us from the hearing, process of hearing. Kamagnina chutarusha chasudurabharena, and the lust and anger, they are like a burden. Sometimes we are carrying some burden, we want to somehow keep it somewhere. We don't want to carry for long. So similarly, this lust, pangs of lust and the anger are like that. As soon as we become angry, we want to throw to someone, like a bhara. Durubharena, which is difficult to hold on to. Sampashyato mana urukrama sidatem. All these are actually creating obstacles in this process of hearing. And seeing this, actually my heart is very distressed. So these sufferings are very not one may saying that you are the soul, Atma. Atma to happy every time is by nature blissful. Yes, that is true, but till the point this soul tries to enjoy through this body, he will suffer. By nature he is happy, by nature he has no connection with this body, but till the time he wants to enjoy this body, through this body, he will suffer. Just by thinking, I am not this body, I am not this body will not work. However times you say, I am not this body, but as soon as the object comes you want to enjoy, you got to in trouble. So therefore, Tvam bhakti bhava paribhavitarit saroja asya srutekshita patho nanunath pumsam yadyad dhyata urugaya vibhavayanti taddad vapu pranese sadanugrahaya. Sruta ikshita patho, you entered. First he gave the analogy of hearing through the nose. Now he's seeing that the hearing through the eyes. He's seeing through the eyes. Sorry, Shruta ikshita patho, hearing through the eyes. Perfect. So he's saying that when the Lord asya srutekshita patho nanunata pumsam. So there are you, we are there, and the Lord is there, and there is a path. This path, Shruta, when you hear from the first, there is that path about the path has to be heard from the spiritual master. When you hear about the path from the spiritual master, then you want to follow that path. After the following this path, you actually experience, and then actually Krishna enters the same path to our heart. So therefore, this process of hearing is the means by which actually we can call the Lord in our heart. And which form? Spiritual forms of the Lord. These Brahman forms and this universal Rupa form, the devotees are not attracted to it. Just by process of hearing, the transcendental form is revealed and can be captured in our heart. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If any questions are there, we can take one if it is time. Transcending Bhagavatam ki jai.